My name is Cindy. I am at Simply Cindy. Thanks for joining. I'm a medium, a psychic medium, but I have lots of tools in my basket. So I'm just doing energy readings today. I haven't done these in a while. Please forgive my voice. Um, I won't even say I got ill. I just got misaligned, and then I got laryngitis from it. I mainly just want to know how to go forward. Do I confront it or readjust my boundaries and keep the guard up? So here's the thing. You could keep the boundaries, readjust your boundaries and keep the guard up. But they're saying that you have this way of allowing people to just kind of do, and then you make excuses for them or make a way for them. And if you do that, they will continue to do whatever it is that they did. So it would be better energetically, which is why you have a lot of anxiety. It would be better energetically for you if you were to put the boundary in by resolving and bringing that up to them. Does that make sense? That's the best way for you, because once you've said what you need to say, move forward with this. It's almost like you hadn't identified your boundaries with this person because they're a family member and it's just always assumed. But if you defined this for them, honestly, I feel like it's going to go better for you than you think it is. I feel like you've already put these horrible scenarios in your head that it's not even going to be that. Does that make sense? Yeah, there's a. Okay, you're welcome. I hope that helps. Yeah, it's time to define the boundaries. I think you've allowed people to assume too many things. And then it gets you in a position like this where you're maybe offended or hurt or shocked, or I see you being shocked too. Um, so yeah, it would be good for you to put that in there. I love you too. Okay. Thank God. Well, thank God, Rebecca, we got that. That totally resonates. I spoke out about something and felt immediately disrespected. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're coming into your own and it's time for you to define because uh, honestly, if it's like that's what I'm seeing. I did that when I was younger. It's like you're assuming that they know how they should be or how they should interact with you. And here's what my husband used to tell me, my late husband. He used to say, "You are assuming that people are as smart as you. Like you're giving people way too much credit." And so I'm thinking of that like that. Like you're assuming that they know, but they don't know. That makes sense. That does that make sense, Rebecca? So yeah, yeah. It's just I think you're growing into yourself. People have said that to me before. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. It's time for you to say. And that's what I mean. It doesn't have to be like I think in your head you blew it up and think there's gonna be confrontation and there may not be. There may be like, oh, I didn't realize, you know. Thanks, Cindy. I like hearing from you. Thank you. I'd like hearing it from you. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm honored that you take my voice into consideration, my channeling. Tammy. Tammy, have you been isolating yourself? Because I feel like you've been isolating yourself. No, I'm sorry. Not Tammy Sutton. Which Will. Okay. Sorry, Tammy. I forgot that Tammy Sutton was here too. Okay. Or it could be both of y'all. Is it both of you guys? Because I'm feeling like you're isolating. Uh, this is what I'm feeling. I'm saying because I myself, a lot of us have this issue of when things start to go awry, or I don't know why I want to say it this way, but when shit gets real, right? We tend to isolate, even though we know now that we don't need to do that anymore. But because we have the habit from when we were children and had to be alone to figure it out because no one was there to help. Yeah. Huh. Tammy Sutton. I would be interested in seeing on a chart what's going on there. But here's the thing. Okay, so it's you. Yes, it's you too. Yes, I feel isolated due to chronic fatigue. Any insights on my near future? What does Spirit want me to know? Okay. Let me separate the three of y'all because I'm getting a lot of the same thing from you guys. Hmm. Um, like Tanner, yours is a bigger thing. Like I'm seeing a couple of things I do for you. My herbs are coming up. Um, the emotional bondage that you have because of where you came from, because of how you had to handle things, and because of what you've been through. Like I do feel like you're just fatigued. You're tired. You're tired of this life. You're tired of this life. Um, any insights on my near future? Yeah. I feel like until you understand that, again, I'm getting this. I got this with something else. I got this with Rebecca. Like, you're in charge. Okay. And yes, your body may be tired, but you're in charge of your body. Your body, I know, feels like it's in charge of you right now. I know that. Trust me, I know that. Firsthand, I know that. Okay. But you have to learn to work your brain, to train your brain, and to train your body. And there's ways to do this. But before all of that, before all the steps I can tell you to take and the things I can tell you to take and the herbs that will help you during that time, before I can do all that, I feel like you have to make the choice to want to live life. I feel like you just want to get by because you're so tired. But I also feel like that's your body telling you it just wants to get by. So how come I'm feeling like you're so disconnected from your higher self? So Tanner, I feel like you're like you are so, it's almost like this fatigue, the chronic fatigue, or whatever other misalignments that are going on has got you believing that you're all body and no soul. Yet you reach out to like people like me because your soul kind of knows, but it's almost like you're so disconnected on purpose. Are you an Aquarius or have Aquarius uh like placements? Because I feel like you pulled away, like you disconnected, and it's weird because sometimes we disconnect, but we will be spirit, more spirit, right? I feel like you disconnected the other way. I feel like you believe that you're all body and in this life, and you've forgotten that you're energy, that you're so much more. In fact, I talked about this at the beginning of my other live. You'll have to go back and watch that. I'm an Aquarius. I could feel it. Like I'm feeling like you disconnected. That's why they're telling me you can tell him or her what to do, but until they decide, it's not going to work. So, oh my God, we as Aquarians will talk ourselves out of something and it will not be beneficial for us. Okay? Tanner, since you don't know me, my ascending is Aquarius. And I talk a lot to Aquarians because I know them very well. And I could feel you. Um, I can sit here and I can tell you and I can give you steps to take, but they're not even letting me go that far. They're saying that you really know you're so connected to the universe and you turn your back on the universe on purpose because you're mad, because things didn't go exactly the way that you thought they were supposed to go, because life has been hard for you. Because what does it matter if I know all this stuff and it doesn't help me? It's got me into this, where I am now, tired and in pain, and no one helps. You're in a time, and you were born in a time of transition. It's really hard for all of us because we're not in that one space that we see, but we're not in the space that we saw either. We're in the transition. Does that make sense? But you, as an Aquarius, would be the one to be able to be doing this because you know how to be, because you're air. You know how to be in between. You are so connected to the universe. You know how to be in between. You just have to remember how to navigate. And you have to, your ego, woo. So here's where you guys know I'm real because I will offend people. Your ego is so out of whack. So it thinks it knows all and it's the best. And the thing is that you do know all, but your ego doesn't. But it thinks it does, and so it rules. Does that make sense to you, Tanner? Yeah. So Tanner, the answer is you're going to be sitting because you said what's in my near future. After all of that explanation that I just gave you, a little bit of insight to know that I am connecting with you because I can feel your energy. I'm going to tell you this. In your near future, if you don't look at this decision, and this is what all these retrogrades are for, remember people, all these retrogrades, if you don't look at this, because you're thinking it's too simple. It's not. It's not. It's that, I'm sorry. You're thinking that's too easy. Please forgive me. You were thinking that's too easy. That's too easy of an answer. No, it's that simple. What I'm asking you to do is very hard, but it is that simple. That's okay. We're in Mercury retrograde. Connections are going to be lost. So what I was saying before, I don't know when you stopped hearing me, but you you can't even move forward until you make the decision that you're ready to live life again and not just get by. And so in your near future, I'm seeing the same thing of you getting in your way and your ego thinking it knows better and saying, what is it worth and why do I do it? And it doesn't pan out anyway, and blah, 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 and all this talk that you give to yourself, which in turn has become reality for you, right? And trust me, I can feel where you've been through a lot, a lot. Um, so you have every right to just get by with life. But to just get by with life has put you in this position that you're in now, where you're fatigued, but you don't want to be fatigued. But your energy is telling the universe that you just want to get by. So it's putting you on idle, right? It's helping you resonate to idle. They won't even let me go any further than to tell you that you need to sit with yourself, which you have been, but you're overthinking stuff. You need to really sit and look at, am I going to decide to live life or am I going to decide to get by? And that's the answer. Because for your near future, I see the same thing if you choose to just get by. Does that make sense? And which is Tammy. I hope that helps, Tanner. I know you're having connection problems. Um, which says, I got tossed out like a bag of garbage at a crystal shop where I read tarot for walking people after a year with not even an explanation. So I've been in silence for a month. Why are you punishing yourself? You're looking at that like you did something wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. Remember, especially you who has like protection, that's your belief, right? Um, think of it as your higher self getting you out of the way of things coming to what's going to be happening over there. You're welcome, Tanner. Let me give it to you this way, Tammy. What if there's some really important people that are on your path and destiny to meet and help, but you can't because all you ever did was work at that store or at that crystal shop. But they really need you over here at this crystal shop because all the people that you were supposed to help you've done, and now it's a new group of people that you've got to help. Does that make sense? But instead, you internalized it and said, I'm not good enough. I must have not done something right. Here I go again. Here this is again. When really it's like, Tammy, that you're being guided by your higher self. You know this. And you think you misstepped. And honestly, I think it's the Cancer part that won't leave. So they have to like shut that door so you can move. That makes sense? Keep telling. There will be a new beginning. Absolutely. It's the new beginning's already started. You just decided to like stop it being in silence. Okay. But you have to like understand that you did nothing wrong. There are bigger things at play that your higher self knows about. You may not know about yet. It'll unfold because that's the way you wanted it to unfold, right? So Tammy Sutton says, "Is there anything my guides have for me? I have been completely disconnected from everything and everyone." I'm sorry, I'm laughing because as soon as I'm reading that, Tammy, one of them's like knocking on your head. And they said it's on the right side if you're asking. Um, yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying the other Tammy. Which? So just know which that you were supposed to have this time. And now it's time to move. Now it's time to go. Now it's go time, right? Or think about and go by go time I mean start thinking about how you're gonna do this. Because we don't want to do this until after retrograde. After Mercury retrograde. Okay? I know we have all these other retrogrades. But after Mercury retrograde. So start thinking about other shops and don't discount that you may meet somebody in there somewhere accidentally. Okay? So Tammy Sutton says, LOL, and then she says, sorry. Um, wow. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm getting this from our group. This goes for all of us. We disconnected ourselves. We got mad and we disconnected ourselves for all different reasons, right? During this past 4 years, we had to go figure shit out. We had to go think about if we even wanted to. We had to go decide if we liked people or not. We had to go do all of that, right? So we have the ability, this group, it's not just the Aquarians, but it's this group too, to idle ourselves. Other people would say disconnect, right? And that's what we did for whatever reason. Some of us, because that's the way we get through stuff, we isolate. Others of us, because we're like, well, fuck it, we ain't doing anything. We're just going to get by, right? And there was nothing wrong with that. I want everybody to know there was nothing wrong with that. You needed that time. We needed that time. We wanted that time. We prepped this earth for that time. We learned a lot about ourselves. We learned a lot about people. We learned a lot about humanity. We learned a lot about systems. We've learned a lot. Okay. Now that time is over. And a lot of you are waking up, even though you're awake, but you know what I mean? You're like, wait, I don't like the situation I'm in. I don't understand why this is happening. It's because you've been idling. When you idle, things will just come in, and things will come in because it's a habit of your thinking and your DNA. That makes sense to everybody? But now that all this stuff is going down, you're all wondering, how did I get myself in this situation? How did I get myself out? I know better. Da, 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 da. I don't want you to do that. I want you to understand that you are finally deciding, how do I say this? By the wave of the universe, by like you're feeling the frequency that it's time to come back. And it's not really back, it's forward. But it's time to come together. It's time to engage again. It's time to not do what we were doing. Does that make sense to everyone? Like they're having me tell this to the group. Okay? What I don't want y'all to do is get stuck on the fact that, did I do it wrong? Oh my God, so much time has passed. Oh my God, I feel so guilty. I'm like, stop. We don't have time for that. 8 years ago, we could have dealt with that. This time, you know better. So don't get into the guilt. I want you to, so I'm trying to be very clear. All you're doing right now, all of us, is it's time to come back. Okay? Do we have to fix some things? Yeah. It's like when mom's been sick and then mom gets well again and the house is a mess. Does that make sense to everybody? Like, the house is a mess and we're going to have to clean some stuff up. Okay? That's what we're going to have to do. Clean some stuff up. Okay? I had surgery in 2018. Then I had a stroke and I had to put my Labrador to sleep at age 14. And then my supernatural stuff happened. My son has turned his back on me and I am alone and stuck. I am so sorry that you have had to deal with all of that alone. And what I'm getting is like, I don't want to dismiss yours, but all of these people on here have had stuff like this. Like everybody, every one of you have. I feel like, I don't feel like you're separate from all of us. Like every one of you have had it. There is so much to unpack, Tammy Sutton, that I can't do that right here, right now. What I can tell you though is that you're in the right place. I'm feeling like um, I'm feeling like you want to leave your body because I'm trying to like keep my body. I'm trying to keep my spirit in my body. I feel like you want to leave your body. I'm feeling like you want to give up. I'm feeling like you've had enough. And you have every right, and I do mean you have every right to feel that way. That's Cleo, that's Tammy. That's probably Cleo, that's Tammy, that's Baby Angel, that's Witch, that's all of us, right? I don't want you to give up, but I can't make you do that. Only you can make that decision. No, 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 no. You don't. So don't apologize. You did the right thing asking, right? Don't apologize. You've done nothing wrong. There's nothing to apologize for. I'm just saying there's a lot to unpack, and I'm trying to help get you to at least step one, okay? And I'm by saying that all of us have had these things happen, I don't want you to think that I'm dismissing or making it any less what you've been through. What I want you to see is that there are some strong souls in this group, strong people in this group. And I think that the first step would be just to know that you're not out of options. That's all you need to know. And that you're not alone. I heard really big, you are not alone. I know you feel alone. I know you feel like people have not, it's not that they've not been there, it's that they disappointed you a lot. But you are not alone. You're not alone. And I don't have the answers as to, like, we're moving into a space where all of us as a group can work together. But I'm dealing with all of us as a group that only works alone. Do you get what I'm saying? Thank you. I have tried to find anyone that can help. I am so tired. There is a reason why we are all here with you today. Absolutely, baby angel. Absolute. Every time. Every time. Your higher self is talking to my higher self and they're like, hey, we're going to meet. But we're going to let them know we're going to meet. Right? We are moving. So I'm my job right now is to help everybody realize where we're going, not how we're going to do it, because we get to choose how we're going to do it, right? But that we're going and that we are not alone. Now, we haven't created the space. We're doing that today, right? We haven't created the space where we can help each other out. Who needs resources for this? Who needs resources for that? I'm still working on that. If y'all have ideas, I'm open to that. You know, like I can help you in here. Oh, I'm over here in Canada. I can help with this. Oh, I'm over blah blah blah. I can go run by and give you some food. I can run by and give you da da da. Oh, I need da da da. You know, but I'm working with people who have always done this on their own. Yet we're moving to a space where we have to do it as a group. So again, this is no time for leaders. This is no time for gurus. This is no time for any of that. That's Piscean. That space is gone. We're moving into Aquarius, the group. I am open and willing to listen, to take some action, to figure it out how we're going to do this. How we're going to do this. And I am serious about this. Right now, it's just a little group of 8, 10 people, 30 people, 100, couple hundred people that know me. It's going to grow to thousands. It's going to grow to thousands, okay? And we may be small now, but we're not the only ones, and we're going to get bigger. And we need to know how to work together in a practical manner as well as a spiritual manner. We need to know. I don't have the answers. I don't have all of the gift to do it, right? So, yeah, I'm like trying to get back on track because I know that people wanted readings, but this is like I'm hearing this like very strongly from not just my higher selves, but y'all's too. Like this needs to be said. So maybe in the next week, couple of days, if you have a way, if you have an idea, if you have a thing, email me, let me know, right? I was able to channel, and all of this has been lost. Wait, I'm sorry. I have to read it from the here. I was able to channel, and all of that has been lost. Yeah, in the past, I know we're moving to. So that brings up a good point. If you saw it where it was lost, that means that we've done this before. May I ask, what is my higher self? What is my higher self saying? Your higher self is saying what I said before. Do not give up. But the bigger thing that your higher self is saying is this is why they had me speak to you in the camera. You are not alone. You're not alone. You are not alone. I don't know how to be any more clear. That is what your higher self is saying. You are not alone. And I'm seeing where resources are coming to you. So your higher self is showing me a little bit of, because you're so used to this, because you don't want to be disappointed. You've actually had some people maybe not come to you and say, hey, can I help? But maybe want to figure out where you're at so that they can help. And they don't want to interfere because you're so strong. And they don't want to offend you, so they don't say anything. And it's almost like you're not alone, but you put out this aura like you don't need anything. Even though you're ill, right? You put out this energy like you got it together. So I'm hearing from your higher self. Cindi, it's the same thing that everybody else that we're trying to tell you guys, for everybody. We need you to get to your authentic self. Now that is very hard when we are going through all of this BS and when we have been disconnected for so long, right? So your higher self saying the most important thing that you need to know is that you are not alone. Yeah. Your higher self is saying, your higher self wants you to ingrain that in you. You're not alone. You are not alone. And I want to say what I said to somebody else. This is a practical thing. This is not what your higher self is saying. But I'm going to say, start telling the universe. Don't ask the universe. Tell the universe. If I'm not alone, prove to me that I'm not alone. I don't want you to tell. I want you to say with force. And you can even be angry when you say it. It doesn't matter. Actually, the more force, the faster it'll come. Okay? Does that make sense to you? But your higher self over and over keeps saying, you're not alone. And you need to be authentic. That's the bigger energy that is telling all of us. It is time for you to peel all this stuff off. You no longer have to be the brave one, the one that isolates, the one that figures it out on their own and has it all together. Y'all, we've already mastered that. We already know how to do that. Okay? What we don't know how to do is be there for one another, is lean in for one another as a group. I'm not saying that specifically you don't know how to do this. I'm saying that when push comes to shove, you will do it alone. You need to learn to lean on people. And I know that's not going to go well with everybody because nobody trusts anybody because everybody's been disappointed, right? Okay. That's a good tip. I will be more forceful when I talk to the universe. Yes. Yeah, enough of the, oh, can you please? Or I would love, no, fuck that. Like I yell at the universe all the time. I want this. Show me that. That's what I want. Okay? That's the message from your higher self, Tammy. I feel like you have resources coming. I feel like you have some help coming. I'm trying to look at a timeline and they won't let me see a timeline. But I don't feel it far away. I feel it close. But they won't give me an exact. So there's something that you're still trying to decide about. And it's whether you're going to decide to live life. Do you understand that you're in control of living your life? Of being alive. Sorry. You're in control of being alive. Do you understand that? Doesn't matter. I can say this as a medium. I can say it as a hypnotherapist. I can say it as a psychic. I can say it as a tarot reader. I'm going to say it as the executive assistant that I was. I have seen some things in hospitals and in clinics and with doctors of patients. I have seen where a person threw themselves out of a 5-story building and walked away. And I have seen where somebody came in for an annual and didn't leave. And what that taught me, and I've seen that several times, what that taught me, it didn't teach me. What it let me see in the physical is that you go when you decide to go. Now, consciously you may not know this, but your soul knows this. And you won't leave. We have exit points. We have times where we can decide, okay, I can leave now. It's an exit. Or, no, I want to continue. Okay? This is what I've been shown. This is what I've actually seen. I've seen people that should be here, not here. And I've seen people that shouldn't be here, here. But who am I? That's not my path. That's their path. What that showed me in the physical is that we get to decide. You are in charge. For some reason, the background message today is that you guys have to get reconnected and remember that you're in charge. You're in charge. They have us so afraid because our resources have been unstable. They have us so afraid and we're fighting against each other and divided. They have us so afraid. Get out of the fear. It's time to stand up and remember who you are. So, Tammy, you have to decide. Do I want to go or do I want to stay? That's your decision to make. But trust me, even if you can't see how can I survive this, it will make its way if you decide. Does that make sense? I do, however, something keeps interfering. I'm not mostly distrust because those. Okay. I'm glad that helped, Tammy. Yeah. Okay, let me get this one last question. But before I get this one last question, I'm asking my hairstyle too. Before I get this one last question, is there someone that I said I would do, like Baby Angel, did you ask your question? Cat Moon, Venus. Oh, a Capricorn Moon and Venus. So Pluto has done a number on me in the past years. Yes. I take 2 steps forward and I get pushed back. Is it possible for me to succeed? It is possible for you to succeed. So Pluto's been, yeah, Pluto will really mess with you. So September 2nd till November, you as a Capricorn, I'm going to say this. September 2nd, it's already started, but September 2nd is when Pluto goes back into Capricorn until November. Because you have the Moon and Venus, you better be very clear about why you're doing what you're doing. Because it sounds to me like every time you tried to move a step, you were doing it because you thought it was the right thing to do, or you were doing it because it was going to make you more money, or you were doing it because this is the way society does it, or you were doing, like, you need to listen to my other videos. You got to get really clear because you have the Moon and Venus in your house of Capricorn. And Pluto's there saying, if you're not being really honest with yourself and really loving what you do, I ain't letting you move forward. I'm taking it away. So you got, from now till November, to get very clear, because after November, all the systems are going to be gone down that need to be down. And you're going to be moving either in your authenticity or you are going to be moving in society's way. And you're not going to like that. And Pluto's trying to keep that from happening until November. Does that make sense? Well, I'm going to get going, guys. I have plenty to go in September. Perfect. Yes. Go. Yes. Go in September. You're welcome. All right, guys. I'm going to get off for now. My throat. I needed to go do some honey and lemon and blow my nose. And I apologize again for the congestion. Thank you for bearing with me. I will be on later tonight after I rested my voice. Please share this out. Let people know that, that I'm here, that I'm back. We have lots of people that are in, I'll say this way. We have lots of souls that are energetically looking for us, though their egos may not know it yet. Does that make sense? So, thanks again, Cindi. Blessings to you. You are so welcome. I'll see you guys soon. Love you, love you, love you. Bye.